Live, local, late breaking. This is NewsWatch 12 at 6.
We're continuing to track several fires around our region tonight as regional resources are being sent to the aid of local firefighters. You're taking a live look out at the Elk Fire in Klamath County, which is prompting several new evacuations today. We have live coverage from both Klamath County and Jackson County with the latest details on these fires. Thank you for joining us for NewsWatch 12 at 6. I'm Samantha Cadera. Let's first turn to Storm Tracker 12 Chief Meteorologist Matt Hoffman for the latest on these evacuations and the fire weather.
As you saw there, the Elk Fire very active.
Yes.
Some pyrocumulus showing up, not only in those visuals but also on radar. You can see the radar clearly showing the smoke from the Elk Fire. Labeled here are all the fires that we are watching that have evacuations associated with them. The Butler Fire also very active today, putting out a lot of smoke. Here's a closer look at the Butler Fire. Over 2,000 acres now, containment at 0%. We did get some new evacuation orders and warnings today. Right now, the evacuation warners for zone SIS 1704, 1703, and 1803A. And then in the yellow there, evacuation warnings. Evacuation warnings mean you need to be set, ready to leave at a moment's notice. Evacuation orders mean you need to leave immediately. Go now. And then the Elk Fire, now estimated at 2,000 acres. It's been very active. That number will likely be going up. We do have level 3 go now evacuations in place for KLA 1737 and 1741. A slew of level 2 and level 1 evacuations. Level 1 means be ready. Level 2 means be set, ready to leave at a moment's notice. And level 3 is go now. And we do have 2 zones with those level 3 go now evacuations in place. The Neal Creek Fire burning south of Ashland, estimated at 250 acres at last check. No change to the level 2 evacuations. Some good news there. And there are a bunch more details on these fires and a closer look at all the evacuations on our website, kdrv.com. There's been no changes for the Hep C Fire evacs as well as the Marble Complex evacs. Those have stayed the same, but you can get a closer look at all of it right now on our website, and be sure to download our NewsWatch 12 app. Sam.
Thanks, Matt. And we're tracking several fires across our region, including the Elk Fire, which is now more than 2,000 acres in Klamath County. We're expected to get another update on the fire's acreage later tonight, and we'll be sure to update that when it comes in. NewsWatch 12's Oscar Rodriguez is live in Klamath County. Oscar, you've been tracking the Elk Fire today. What can you see from where you're standing right now?
Yeah, Samantha. So earlier when I was speaking with you, I was at Jaguar Lane. Now I'm at Sprague River Road, which is just a 15-minute drive. But as you can see, this is a better and closer look of that Elk Fire. So I'm going to step off camera and zoom in a moment just to give you a look on that fire. As Matt was saying, is just really outgrowing from going from just a couple acres to now 2,000. But if you look closely, you see this pink of shade is the retardant that the air tankers are dropping. That is from one side all the way to the other side. The retardant is helping preventing the fire to even more spreading, but we'll be bringing you the latest updates on this fire. You can head over to our website at kdrv.com for those evacuations, warnings, evacuation orders, and the latest on the Elk Fire. But reporting from Klamath County, I'm Oscar Rodriguez.
Oscar, thank you. And while Oscar has been tracking the Elk Fire in Klamath County, we're also tracking the Neal Creek Fire that's burning near Immigrant Lake. NewsWatch 12's Grace Ritz joins us live from Ashland. Grace, what's the latest on the Neal Creek Fire?
Sam, this is still a very active scene. Since we have been here for the last couple of hours, we have seen multiple water drops and an air tanker drop. ODF is encouraging you to stay connected on the updates for this fire. Aircraft has been extremely useful for where this fire is located. Those aircrafts will be grounded in the next 3 to 4 hours, but a new incident command took over today, bringing new energy to this fire. Some of the crews have been working for 48 hours responding to all of the lightning fires in our region.
where that fire is located, it's on a slope, and when those evening winds kicked in last night, we really saw fire growth, and firefighters were doing everything they could to hold onto that line that they had been building, but it was too hot, too windy, and we really had to pull back a little bit and focus on those sides of the fire to continue building that line.
While the Neil Creek fire is not the largest that ODF is seeing, it is the one affecting the most people with level evacuations and I-5 closures. We will continue to bring you the most up-to-date updates on our online website and on air. From Ashland, I'm Grace Ritz.
Grace, thank you. And the Butler Fire has now grown to more than 2,000 acres in the Six Rivers National Forest. New evacuations were issued for this fire earlier this afternoon as it currently remains uncontained. Firefighters are working to scout pre-existing control lines from a fire last year. In the Klamath National Forest, containment on the Marble Complex is growing. The Jacket Fire is now 51% contained, while the Summit Fire is now 13% contained. Firefighters say their focus is split between holding progress on the Jacket Fire and expanding containment of the Summit Fire. The Summit Fire continues to be challenging for firefighters to access. And we're continuing to track several fires in southern Oregon and northern California. And those details can be found on our website. With all the fires we're seeing, it's highlighting how fire prone our region is. If you don't know your zone, you can search your address on Genesis Protect's website to get alerts for your evacuation zone. You have to sign up through your county's alert system, whether that's Citizen Alert, Jackson Alerts, or Ready Siskiyou. If you do not receive a notice, if you do receive a notice of an evacuation, you'll want to be prepared with a go bag. Put together a kit of your medication, a passport, and any other items you might need for your pet in case of an evacuation. It is important to close and lock your windows and doors if you do have to evacuate to prevent embers from getting into your home and theft. The firefighters ask that you leave gates unlocked. Links to Genesis Protect, your county's alert system, and details for go bags and evacuation preparation is on our website, kdrv.com. Several regional resources are being sent to aid in the fires across southern Oregon. Oregon State Fire Marshal announced yesterday that task forces from Benton and Lane counties are heading to the Rogue Valley. Oregon Department of Forestry also announced last night that they're sending an incident management team to the Elk Fire in Klamath County. Now CAL FIRE is also deploying several engines and a strike team to southern Oregon.
Taking a look across southern Oregon and northern California, marine clouds are starting to creep back up along the coast. We will see a shift in the weather for coastal communities in the days ahead. Windier, warmer, and much brighter. Take a look at Wairika, though. It is a bit hazy right now. We do have some reduced air quality because of some smoke drifting through the region. Moderate air quality in Wairika and Weed and over towards Happy Camp. It's good air quality for us in the Rogue Valley as well as in the basin, but downwind from some of these fires, you're likely seeing some pretty bad air. Temperatures this hour, 81 degrees in Klamath Falls, at 79 in Lakeview, 82 degrees in Mount Shasta. We're at 92 degrees in Medford and 61 currently along the coast in Brookings and Gold Beach. Satellite and radar, we've had a few showers and storms popping up as we go into Lake County. A little bit of lingering activity out there, but these will fizzle out, especially once we move past sunset. There is a red flag warning, though, that remains in place for the east side in Klamath and Lake County until 9 o'clock tonight. Skies clear inland, down to about 60 in Medford, 59 in Grants Pass, and down to 56 tonight in Wairika. Tomorrow, still fairly seasonal. We'll see lots of sunshine. No threat for thunderstorms, up to 93 in Medford, 88 degrees in Klamath Falls. And then tracking a heat wave in time for the weekend. The heat is going to build. We'll talk more about this heat wave and how hot it's going to get coming up in just a bit.
New at 6 tonight, the city of Ashland says they're experiencing a substantial water main break on Tolman Creek Road. A water crew is on site to conduct repairs, but there's no estimate for when that will be completed. Homes and businesses along Siskiyou Boulevard may experience brown or red sediment in their water, which the city says is not harmful. Southern Oregon continues to feel the strain of a healthcare worker shortage. Rogue Community College is expanding its medical training programs. Damian Alvarado shares their hands-on pathways into the workforce.
Upcoming year, we're adding Surge Tech. So, we're going to keep looking at what are the next pieces that we need to be able to fill the gaps in the workforce training for our community.
From entry-level phlebotomy to advanced nursing, RCC stacks programs so students can earn certifications in months or build toward full degrees over time.
We design these programs so that they allow people to step in and step out at their own pace and at their own need so that they can support and not have to expend a certain number of dollars just to be able to get into the workforce.
Kohler tells me the programs are more than workforce pipelines. They are stepping stones to higher degrees, including a co-enrolled partnership with OHSU's nursing school.
We don't see a medical school as competition at all. We have a participation problem in healthcare training here in the Rogue Valley. So the more opportunities that there are for students to be able to pursue these different avenues is better for our community overall.
With enrollments rebounding after COVID, RCC is now looking at the new areas of growth, like radiologic technology, based on what local hospitals say they need.
We have been up the highest in the state over the past 3 years of all of the 17 community colleges. We've been the number one in terms of enrollments.
And for students unsure about the four-year path, RCC says they offer something different. Real-world training at a fraction of the cost. Reporting in Grants Pass, I'm Damien Alvarado.
And we're digging deeper tonight. Rural health clinics across Oregon are bracing for financial strain as changes to Medicare and Medicaid threaten to slash reimbursements. Rural patients often deal with insurance plans, referrals, and delays. Rainfall Health says it's time to rethink how care is delivered and put the focus back on outcomes. One health tech CEO says these cuts could disproportionately impact the communities that already struggle most with access.
They have access to so much health care, and they were waiting for 10 months for care just because not knowing where to go and how to pay for it.
Many rural patients rely on Medicare and Medicaid, Indian Health Services, or the VA. Eddie says modern tech can remove those barriers. Rainfall links hospitals, clinics, and digital providers across multiple states, matching patients with care and easing strain on overburdened hospitals.